Sometimes the light is really tired about us. She just wants to go home, have the time to travel. The light's pretty fast. Why does it need to go more slowly? What would happen if you went more slowly? Imagine, you switch on the lamp, and then you wait, and you wait, and you wait.
Conscious Body 2, we wanted to question performance. What happens to the performer, to the public, and to the space in between during the moment of performance. For this purpose, we invited for 1 week residency at the Briqueterie a group of scientists, cognitive scientists, neuroscientists, anthropologists, and artists, dancers, performers, choreographers, to work together and exchange about this issue. We asked Nathalie Sebans, a cognitive scientist, and Robin Orlin, a choreographer, to lead the process from their own very different perspectives and practices.
What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write a task that is absolutely impossible. I'll give you some examples, but it has to be impossible, yeah? Jump off a very high building on 2 feet, get up and walk away, smiling. Okay, something that is impossible.
I'm kind of finding my way around it, you know. Never been exposed to scientists, collaborating with artists. I don't think it will ever be done in my own country, but it's a new light, and keeping open as a person, you know, and as an artist, you get to see and absorb a lot of things, because I enjoy unconventional stuff too, you know. So I think it's a great effort that we bring these two worlds together.
Dressed as a choir boy. Remove the skeleton. Out of the skin.
I think what's turning out is that we have a lot more in common than we might have imagined, because some of the processes and things that we're interested from the scientific perspective is you're also interested in from the dancer perspective, and you have a very different perspective. Or actually, I think what's even more interesting is that sometimes the mechanisms that you describe that are involved seem to be exactly what we're studying. So it almost feels like I'm not sure what our role is. We seem to be describing some of the same things, and I think this dialogue so far is working really well. At least from my perspective, it's sort of a challenge too.
What I do usually is I put people in a machine, and I record the brain activity which is elicited when you look a face that look at you, and a face that look at you, and sometimes you look at the other side, so the left or the right. For the artist, it may be interesting to wonder how the audience makes sense of the eyes of the performer, or the inverse, how a performer makes sense of the eyes of the audience, and how the performer makes sense of the other eye of the performer. So the eyes are very special in the sense that communicate many things.
Instead of a traditional conference-like format, we chose to give this group a task that will create the meaning for this week. And this task was an integral part of the event, because what they had to do was, in this 1 week, was to prepare a performance about performance. The performance was then presented to the general public at the end of the week. And in itself, beyond just serving already as a very useful and a very powerful vehicle of exchange and connection within the group, it also served as an experiment, a live experiment, both for the public and for the participants of the workshop, at what is it like to be inside a performance.
While counting steps, wind sound,
So what do you mean you're studying the social brain? You actually have one person in complete isolation, not responding to anything other than a static image. This doesn't really make sense to me. I think social cognition is fundamentally different. I really believe that when you study people actually engaging in interaction rather than observing non-responsive stimuli.
Social cognition is fundamentally different.
1, 2, 3, 4, 30, 21, 35, 59, 150, 300, 345, 365, 225,000, 675,000 units. $655,000